Visiting La Paz is a privilege. It allows you to discover new horizons in a place of countless wonders. It leads us to a journey filled with color and beautiful views. Great adventures at sea, land, valleys, and even by air that we can thoroughly enjoy. The colors of La Paz are displayed before our eyes as a palette which floods our senses like a kaleidoscope that allows us to discover in everywhere we see a brand new and equally beautiful mosaic filled with contrasts between desert, mountain, and sea. Considered as the gateway to the Sea of Cortez, the sunny city of La Paz is the state capital of Baja California Sur and is the political economical axis of the region. Every day, the communication routes of La Paz stretch further and further to a larger quantity of destinations and spreading the word around the world about the state's first level infrastructure. The La Paz International Airport has connections with the United States and Mexico's major cities, and its roads allow a constant come and go, communicating the rest of the state through the very long Transpeninsular Highway. And with the Mexican Pacific across the sea, La Paz is the most important harbor in the Baja Peninsula. With multiple alternatives when it comes to private marine infrastructure, with marinas along the bay as well as commercial ports, in just a short time, La Paz has become a very important destination port of tens of thousands of visitors per year. Currently, La Paz historical downtown reveals its legends with triumphs and defeats, life and prosperity in every breath and on every corner. It has countless alleys and streets that surround the Velasco Garden, with its colorful kiosk at which music and the pleasant sound of laughter always come to light, just as the majestic Nuestra Senora de Pilar de La Paz Cathedral raises. Built in the second half of the 19th century, it is a must in the route of the missions, an extraordinary expedition that could be undertaken towards the Jesuit missions founded in the 17th and 18th centuries throughout the peninsula. It is a city of more than 400 years old, possessor of an extraordinary historical heritage that we can find represented by hundreds of pieces at the Regional Anthropology Museum, complemented by significant samples of paleobotanical, geological, and archaeological collections at the Museum of Natural History. The curiosity and joy of tourists moves on every evening from downtown to the newly remodeled boardwalk and is invigorated by the gentle Coromuel winds during summer. Here, visitors enjoy magical red and pink sunsets and local sculptural art along the trail in a secure and warm atmosphere. With its kiosk near the shore, you can stop for a moment to have a rest and listen to the merry sounds, aromas, and images of the Port of Illusion. La Paz offers its guests the superb flavors of the sea straight to your table. Such flavors satisfy the most challenging appetite, as well as the finest selection of international cuisine, which combines in a perfect way with local flavors. From the most typical menu up to the most elegant assembly, with the utmost perfection in pairing, La Paz has the flavors of Baja and the world. The deserted look of the destination can easily fool the average eye, given that every corner is filled with life, shaping perfectly well-balanced ecosystems, preserving their own existence. History has taught us that vestiges of the early inhabitants of the Baja California Peninsula date to at least 10,000 years BC. The legacy and proof of their existence and way of life is fashioned in the rock paintings, located in hundreds of sites across the peninsula, and today are protected and have been declared World Heritage. Some of these sites are near the city of La Paz. The peaceful waters of the Sea of Cortez and the Pacific Ocean bathe the beaches of the municipality of La Paz with its small and enchanting settlements, which, given their short distance, allow the realization of incredible circuits of relaxation and adventure. 15.5 miles north of the city of La Paz is located Espiritu Santo Island, a place of great attraction for those tourists that wish to discover the reddish cliffs and the magnificent contrast that exists between the desert and the sea, which embellishes the sunrise and sunset of every day. Also at Espiritu Santo Island, the practice of kayak paddling through the coastal grottos or snorkel and scuba diving allow the enjoyment of the coral reefs as well as the colorful and exuberant specimens of both flora and fauna. But nothing beats submerging with sea lions, whale or hammerhead sharks, and abundant small fish, which together can form the more than 200 endemic species that inhabit the area. So Jacques Cousteau wasn't mistaken at all. When referring to the Sea of Cortez, he aptly called it the aquarium of the world. The interaction with the sea becomes visible when in almost every single activity at this place of dreams, which is why unquestionably sport fishing has placed La Paz on the map of the big events. Because of its excellent geographical location, it is possible to discover species such as marlin, dorado, and tuna in these beautiful waters. But on the surface there is also fun, and this is why the beaches of La Paz are its great attraction. The pearly white sand and brief slopes make them beautiful and safe to practice almost any water sport. El Tecolote, where at the rhythm of folk music you will be able to taste local seafood in a family ambiance. Balandra is a real oasis of biodiversity and one of the most famous beaches in the world because of its beauty, especially emphasizing the widely known mushroom of Balandra, a rock formation and mute witness of the pass of the elements. Other coastline locations such as El Coromuel, El Tesoro, or Pichilingüe invite to family fun, while others such as La Ventana and El Sargento are the perfect place for extreme sea sport lovers. North of La Paz, Punta Coyote and San Evaristo offer unusual views and access to these and other deserted beaches with remarkable enchantment, on which it is possible to set camp at the shade of the magnificent mountain formations south of Sierra de la Giganta. Emotions become intensified with extreme sports, which La Paz and its surroundings offer. The excitement of rappelling down one of its whimsical cliffs, or challenging the steep terrain in a mountain bike or ATV. Proof of this are the fearless competitions of the Baja 1000, where man and machine passionately face the obstacles that nature has put forward. In this challenge, the city of La Paz is the place where glory awaits the winner. When talking about Baja California Sur, and especially about the La Paz area, it is inevitable to focus our attention in the colorful towns with the most remarkable past, full of history and traditions. Places like El Triunfo, broadly popular during the 19th century because of the rich exploitation of gold and silver mines. In 1878, El Progreso Mining Company was installed at El Triunfo, and before the end of the century, the town's population had grown from a few dozen to more than 4,000 inhabitants, most of which were of European origin. Nowadays, it is possible to visit the Chinese and English cemeteries, as well as the smelting ruins. A chimney called Ramona, designed by French engineer Alexander Gustave Eiffel, and another one of smaller size called Julia. In the surroundings, alleys, bridges, and a small and colorful church still prevail. At a short distance, the Museum of Music, where you can find astonishing musical instruments with more than 100 years of manufacture. When visiting the area, it is essential to remember to stop by at the Cactus Sanctuary at El Rosario just before coming across El Triunfo. The Cactus Sanctuary is a natural reserve of more than 120 acres where you can find endangered cacti. You don't want to miss it. Following south across the Camino Real de Santa Ana lays San Antonio, and just like its northern neighbor, it too was once a rich town in veins of silver, but had the same fate. During the trip, aside from its ruins with more than a century old, there lies some of the extinguished mines like El Hormiguero, Santa Rosa, and La Mendocena. At the southern end of La Paz, on the shores of the Sea of Cortez, Los Barriles awaits you, with breathtaking beaches and world-class sport fishing, with renowned international tournaments. While on the Pacific coast, beyond its lethargic exterior, the magical town of Todos Santos hides a series of amusing activities for the visitor. Art galleries, cafes, strolls across town, and during February, the Todos Santos Art Festival, window of expression of renowned artists. Near Todos Santos, there are beaches like Las Positas, which is a good place to collect seashells or just enjoy a walk on the seashore. But if your goal is to challenge the Pacific Ocean's waves, then Los Cerritos or La Pastora are the choices for surf lovers who, with their boards, mix together in a duel of endurance. But if endurance is the word, the greatest proof of this is the arrival of the great gray whale to the coasts of Baja California Sur. These groups of huge cetaceans travel thousands of miles every year, starting off from the cold waters of the Arctic Ocean to carry out their reproductive endeavor. From the months of January through March, the magnificent display of the gray whale can be admired at different observation points on the Pacific shores. Ojo de Libre Bay, La Boca de la Soledad, Adolfo Lopez Mateos, and Puerto San Carlos at Magdalena Bay, all of them at a short distance from La Paz. When the sun draws away and the night falls, La Paz does not rest. The capital of Baja California Sur is known as one of the merriest places, and with the most exciting nightlife. The boardwalk becomes its accomplice, with bars and discotheques you just can't miss. Always in constant growth, La Paz fulfills the present and compromises toward the future by creating infrastructure in all areas. Championship golf courses, world-class tourist and residential communities, support in communications, convention and business centers, which will add support to the destination in modern times. It is no wonder that Money Magazine's June 9, 2003 edition suggests elderly Americans to look into La Paz and distinguishes it as a superb alternative if a retirement place is what you're looking for, describing it as a harbor site of amazing sunsets and sugar-coated beaches. The hospitality industry is one of its greatest assets, with options for every budget, and is waiting for you with a handful of amenities and the finest facilities to pamper you with attention and make your visit a safe and unforgettable one. Welcome to La Paz, the heart of Baja.